Hey guys, Jeff Wolf, president and founder of Iconic Auctions. Have another great piece for you that's in our current auction that's closing Saturday at iconicauctions.com. We do a lot of videos and features on vintage music memorabilia. We get a tremendous amount of vintage memorabilia. We get a lot of contemporary memorabilia too, but a lot of it is routinely, signed albums, things like that, which are great. But a lot of times you don't see a lot of substance with modern rock items, just not as readily available. Digital age takes a toll at some point. Emails and text and whatnot. But this is a cool piece, a really cool piece of kind of relating to modern rock history. In my hands is a 2-page letter that actually served as a foreword to a book that was written by a gentleman by the name of Michael Balzeri. And who is Michael Balzeri? Well, he is none other than the legendary bassist Flea in the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now, this entire 2-page handwritten letter is penned in Flea's hand and was actually done by Flea as a favor to the family of the Chili Peppers' first guitarist, the late great Hillel Slovak, who was with the band until, unfortunately, he died of a heroin overdose in 1988. He was a significant influence on the band. I was talking with somebody the other day, and I compared it much to Syd Barrett and his impact on Pink Floyd. And while Syd left the band early, much like Hillel, unfortunately, left the band, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, early, his impact was echoed throughout the history of the band, and some of their best music came as a result of his influence. The same applies for Hillel. While he died in '88, he grew up with the Chili Peppers. He grew up with Anthony and Flea, and his loss was very impactful on them. And some of their best music, from Mother's Milk and Blood Sugar Sex Magik, were influenced by the loss of Hillel. So this letter was actually written for the family of Hillel Slovak. They did a book about Hillel's life and his artwork. He was a talented artist, and Flea's letter served as the foreword to the book. I won't read the whole thing here, but it is just chock full. Flea opens his heart about his dear friend, who doesn't even refer to as his friend, he refers to as his brother, Hillel Slovak. I'll just read for you the first line in the book, or in the letter. Hillel was a huge influence on my life. Were it not for him, I never would have began to play the bass. That's just the start of it. It just goes into a tremendous amount of heartfelt reflections on who Hillel was, what he meant to Flea, how close they were, how impactful his loss was. Now we have the letter here, which is a great piece, but also to connect the dots on this, we have a original pressing of the book that I'm talking about, Behind the Sun, which is actually written by Hillel's brother James and assembled by him. And as you can see in here, the family actually thought Flea's letter was so wonderful that rather than put it in typescript and put it in the book, they actually had the letter scanned up and then put in the book, so you could actually see Flea's handwriting of this exact letter in this book. So wonderful piece, great provenance. Of course, it's in the book, you can see it in the book. In addition to that, the letter comes with a LOA from Hillel's brother. It also comes with letters of authenticity from Beckett Authentication Services, as well as James Spence Authentication, so it's covered all the way around. I personally am a fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, love their music. I was a bassist myself in high school, so idolized Flea. I've always had my eye out for great Chili Peppers stuff, and you see sometimes signed photos with cool inscriptions or whatnot. This is, in my opinion, one of the most significant Chili Pepper pieces to surface to the market. When you read the full contents of the letter, it is really just an extraordinary letter, and that's what letters are about a lot of times, is the content of the letter. This is not just a routine letter. This is a heartfelt reflection on one of the most important people in Flea's life in the history of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So great piece. Make sure you check it out. It's in the auction again. It's closing this Saturday, and you can bid and own this piece. Just go now to iconicauctions.com and you can register to place your bids.